So, it's been a little while. I'm going to preface this by saying two things. A, everything is awful because I lost my headphones. B, as in two, I'm dog sitting for Max. So if you see a dog, that's why. It's been weird because the dog doesn't like my turtle. So, that's been awful. Do you want to say hello? Come here. Onto the... This is Max's dog. So, she's gonna be around in case she's not gonna be in all of these videos, but she is here for now. So, it's been a little while since I've done this, mostly because, I've been busy. So, normally what we did was, I answered a bunch of questions, and I do have questions, and if I run out of stuff, that is what I will do. You're gonna be needy the whole time? Mostly I just wanted to rant and stuff about what's been going on. I lost my headphones, which is the most awful thing that probably could have happened to me. To be completely fair, I haven't been able to use them a lot, my over-ear ones, so I needed buds anyways, and I do have buds. I do. But regardless of what anybody says to me, you can't get the same bass with buds as you can with over-ear headphones. It just can't be done. Right? It can't be done. It just... Yeah, alright. She's gonna be in here. I didn't really peg Max for having this kind of dog, but I don't know. He just asked me. If me and Max aren't particularly close, I mean, we are. So I was a little surprised when he asked as the favor of me. I'm imagining that I was the 20th person down the totem pole to do him a favor. Me and Max are close. Me and Max, we're fine. We're bros. We're good. I'm bros with a lot of people, but not totally bros with Kim. Sorry. Me and Kim are fine because me and Max are fine. And as long as you're fine with Max, you're usually pretty fine with Kim. But it doesn't mean that Kim is the best. What is on your butt? Stop. I don't want to have to give you a bath. That wasn't in the deal. I'm watching his dog for a couple of days. So I guess I was going to talk about the class, because I got a couple of questions asking about who are you friends with why. I'm pretty much friends with everybody in the class, obviously excluding Chloe, because even if Chloe sees this video, I don't care. You don't scare me. You suck. I can't say that. Adrian will get mad. But it's I don't know why. Okay, I've had this conversation with Adrian 100 times, where it's yes, she was your first friend, and for a while, the only friend you had, but as soon as you saw what a not totally horrible friend was like, I don't know, I guess I shouldn't have expected him to ditch her, but I also kind of low-key expected him to ditch her, and in a way he did. I mean, it's not like he spends time outside of school with her. I don't know. I guess they see each other, but that's just because of their families and who they are and stuff, right? Right? You gonna back me up? Fine, but there you go. But Chloe, if you're watching this, we don't get along, and that's fine. Mostly because you say horrible things to me on a semi-regular basis. And you also say horrible things to a lot of other people who I'm friends with. So you know what? Fight me. Next person, Sabrina. Sabrina, I think would be super cool if she learned to not hang on to Chloe all the time. Because I've noticed the only time that Sabrina ever does things that are not cool is when she's directly backing up Chloe. Sabrina's cool. Sabrina, if you see this video, you're cool. We're fine. I'm going through seats in my head. Next is Adrian. Obviously, Adrian is my broski. He's amazing. Then there's me, who's also awesome. Then there's Alya, who's also really awesome and super spectacular. And she's great. Her only real shortcomings are that she doesn't know when to not chase bad guys into exploding, horrible, awful places. Then there's Marinette, also great, also a similar problem. Also, I got a question. What is it about Marinette that you thought was so great? From Sam Dong, sweet name. It's just like, what didn't I? It's not like I stopped thinking that Marinette is fantastic. She's an amazingly kind, selfless person who is extraordinarily brave and gives everything that she has for the other people around her on like a daily freaking basis, you know? She's the kind of person who fundamentally it just doesn't occur to her to not try and help people. And, you know, that's commendable. Commendable? Is that the right word? Is commendable a good or bad word? What's that word? Connotation? I don't know. I need to stop trying to expand my vocabulary. I really don't need it. But, yeah. Like, something has to be said for the fact that fundamentally deep down, when you strip away everything and all the bad stuff hits the fan and it's really you against the world and you're still a really good person at the center, then, you know, that speaks for itself. I feel that way about Adrian, I feel that way about Marinette, and also I feel that way about Alya. I think that Alya, at the end of the day, you know, she's got it together. Even if she can be a little tad bit insane. And I know she watches these videos for a fact, so there you go. I don't feel bad for saying that. You're freaking crazy sometimes. What is your favorite slang from Zuzukala? Zuzukala? Slang. I don't know. I like down to clown. I think that one's pretty cool, because I'm down to clown all the time. I'm always, broski, Jabrowski, Brubfet. I like, just terminology, get dunked on. Get dunked on's pretty awesome. Right? Get dunked on. The dog no longer cares about me. There's an extraordinarily long-winded thing about a pig, which I'm not going to go into, just because it's extraordinarily long-winded. Hi there, is Waze still salty because you low-key insulted turtles last time from Sensei's? Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. He's kind of ignoring me right now, mostly because of the dog. Phoebe Bird. Sorry. Turtles on the brain. I think this is the person who asked me about a crush on Alya the last time. And they said, well, I'll take back what I said about Alya. Clearly you have a huge crush on Jay Turtle. Yeah. I mean, have you seen him? He's handsome and strong and super brave and really great. And arguably the coolest out of the three superheroes. So, you know, take that what you will. Some reason I don't ever think Jay Turtle will ever get in contact with me for whatever reason. So I think I'm fairly safe with speaking my mind. This one is from Car Cake? I think that's how you say that. And it says, what would you do and how would you react if you were to suddenly become a superhero? Hypothetically speaking, of course. I don't know. I've thought about this a lot. And, like, okay, yeah. There's, like, you have to think of it from short-term perspective and long-term perspective. Because, yeah, in the short term, superpowers. What? I could do what now? I could fly or see through walls or climb really well or see in the dark. You know, Some things are cooler than other things. But, it's, yeah. In the short term, it's super spectacular and amazing. And honestly, in the long term, I would imagine it would be pretty spectacular and amazing as well. Because in the end, you still totally have all of those things. But, like, have you ever thought about the middle? Like, what's the middle like? You know, from when it first happens to when they're really super okay with it and adjusted and being, like, you know, a hero and stuff. What about the middle? Like, what's the middle like? And, like, the question is, how would you react? What would you do? How would that be? Are you gonna bite your butt in the back of my video the whole time? Stop it. Just let it go. Just let it happen. Let it happen. What is the middle like? I would imagine, hypothetically, that it would be really scary. Right? I mean, think about it. Fundamentally, something has to change, doesn't it? I mean, suddenly you have super strength, or you can freaking fly, or whatever, and even if you weren't suited out in being a superhero the whole time, like, in order for you to be able to be the host of this huge thing, you have to change, right? And, like, how do you deal with that in the short term, or whatever, suddenly finding yourself, like, altered, change, different, and, like, if you can look at your life, like, this is life before, and this is life after, like, okay, yeah, in your life there are a lot of changing points. I mean, maybe you were a Transformers kid when you were little, and as you got kind of older, you were more of, like, a Ninja Turtles kid, and then as you got older, you were more of a Pokemon person, and you got more into something else. And it's like, that's not a perfect example, but there is, like, gradual, like, it shifts, you know? Like, maybe you started watching Transformers a little bit less, and maybe you were introduced to this new thing, like, a little differently, and as you get adjusted to it, you change, and then you shift from where you were to where you are to what you will be. But I can't imagine, like, if you were to suddenly become a superhero, and this thing just landed in your lap, and you were just asked, save the world, and be enough to save the world, be strong enough to do that. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? And how do you do it? Like, all I'm saying is it must be really jarring. And I'm sure it's fun to wonder in the hypothetical what it must be like to be a superhero. Because you're just like, if you think about it in the short term, would I be able to fly? Would I be able to turn people into worms? If that was something you wanted to do, would I be able to augment reality, you know? Dragons, what? Heck yeah. And while all of that is super awesome and stuff, I implore you to consider what it would be like, you know? To so starkly have this contrast to what you were and what you are, and then have this image of your head of everything that you need to be, and everything that you should be, and everything you're supposed to be, and what do I need to do to be everything that I'm supposed to be? What is a hero? What makes a person a hero? And also, in the long term, like, probably the most jarring thing would be, in order to be okay with it, and in order to, like, be adjusted, you would have to admit to yourself that maybe you deserve everything that you have. And I know for me personally, that would be incredibly difficult. And maybe impossible. But, I don't know. A lot would have to happen. I know it's just a fun hypothetical question. But, you know, think about it. Think about the whole thing. Because superheroes are people. You know? Ladybug's a person. Cat Noir is a person. Jay Turtle is a person. And it's hard to consider them as people and think about that they have schoolwork and errands and things that they're probably super scared of. And maybe Cat Noir is super not into spiders. Maybe Ladybug has a thing about clowns. She's afraid of clowns. For whatever reason. Maybe Cat Noir is super obsessed with anime. You don't know. It could be true. Honestly, it seems pretty likely. But it's like there's just nobody is two-dimensional, you know? And that must sound strange coming from me because I'm really not. I'm just hanging out, DJ dude, listening to some music, watching a dog. You know, it's cool. But it's like I've considered this from several different angles. And nobody's two-dimensional. And things are usually much more complicated than we assume that they are. You know? Like, I don't know. It's just a fun, what would I do if I was suddenly a superhero? The honest answer is probably panic for a long period of time. Then a longer period of time would be spent adjusting. And then an incredibly short period of time that would be indeterminate. And probably to present and ongoing be being okay with it. And just being everything that you needed to be. And coming to terms with what is it that makes a hero. And am I expected fundamentally to change in order to be everything that I need to be? Or am I expected to stay the same because I was chosen as I was? Or was I chosen with the understanding that people change as they grow? I mean, if you're picking kids to do this, if you're picking kids to be superheroes, then you have to be prepared for the fact that they're going to change drastically. Because people change. And if you're planting this seed of superpower or whatever, then they are going to change with that in mind. And maybe that's the idea. Because I have often wondered, why is this given to kids when perhaps it should be given to adults? But maybe in order to be a superhero, you have to be able to change and grow as a person with this thing in mind. I don't know. Obviously, I put a lot of thought into it. Just superheroes kind of hit super close to home, considering it's just like they put themselves out there to save us almost every single day, every time there's an attack. And they do a lot. And it's crazy, you know? I have a lot of respect for Ladybug and Cat Noir, you know, and Jade, obviously. But suddenly be a superhero, I was like, would I even want to be a superhero? I'm sure the answer would change depending on when you asked me. As of now, I'd probably say yeah. But if I was in the middle, hypothetically, I might say no. In the beginning, I might say yes. You know, who knows? As of right now, I'd probably say yeah. You know, everybody has their different reasons. So, in a not-so-subtle change of topic, music, anybody? Hang on, I gotta look up. So, this is already long and got really personal. Not personal, it was all hypothetical, but it got really, like, deep. I don't know. That would imply that I think that anything I have ever said is substantial in any way. Song recommendation for this video is, Sing Me to Sleep by Alan Walker. Sing Me to Sleep. I like that song. That song's pretty dope. But, so yeah, sorry there was a big gap. I was really busy. I had stuff going on. Just doing the thing. Also, I've been watching this dog. Also, homework. You know, things have happened. So, I'm gonna leave that there. You know, this is kind of a short video. And by short, I mean freaking 20 minutes long. So, I don't know. I'll do another one of these Thank you for being patient. I'll see you guys later.